Amazons are prime. Not Amazon Prime, but rather the strongest, most feared female warriors, the Amazons. According to ancient legend, they burned off one breast to improve their ability to draw their bows in battle and left the other to nurture their young. Now that's commitment. It turns out I'm actually related to an Amazon. My mom. Not only did she come from a family of all-female siblings who fought a lot, but men fear her. Okay, it's only my dad. But most significantly, she removed not one, but both her breasts to win a battle. My mom is more Amazon than the Amazons. And Jeff Bezos. In 2016, my mom became one of the 2 million people living with the most common cancer for women worldwide. Breast cancer not only transformed my life, but transformed my views about the breast and how it's viewed socially. According to the book Breasts, Our Most Public-Private Parts, in westernized culture, no aspect of the human body is as socially scrutinized as breasts. Now, this is not a speech about breast cancer. Instead, it's about the development of social perceptions surrounding the breast that affect all of us. So today, let's uncover how the breast has been socially characterized, socially genderized, and the current efforts to socially normalize the breast. The Amazons were characterized by one feature. Their name literally means without breast. In modern history, it is the breast itself that has been characterized. First, by what we say. During the Victorian era, the breast was so indecent, it was considered taboo. People wouldn't even say the word while dining. Rather than order chicken breast, they coined the term white meat. Today, sociologist Diane Nogler's study of modern language referring to the breast found not 10 or 20 words, but 700 slang terms. 97% were categorized as negative and dehumanizing. But it's not just what we say, it's also what we show. Up until the 1930s, it was illegal to expose the human breast, male or female, in public. According to a January 5th, 2019 Washington Post article, men began protesting by sliding one strap of their law-abiding swimsuits down to expose one breast, and were arrested and fined. By 1935, a New York judge finally upheld men's rights to be topless in public, resulting in the gradual destigmatization of the male breast. Finally, the breast has been sold to us. According to a January 15, 2019 Washington Post article, the ideal female breast was psychologically sold as a sexy patriotic symbol in World War II. Esquire magazine sent nearly 6 million copies, featuring full-breasted centerfolds as motivation. Breasts even became the nose art featured on fighter planes. Back home, war propaganda told women to uphold their patriotic duty with creams, devices, and this popular chant, we must increase our bust. The bigger the better, the tighter the sweater, the boys are counting on us. So patriotic. After the war, chemical company Dow Corning solidified this characterization when they repurposed the silicone used to keep plane engines cool and created the modern-day silicone breast implant. Today, Women's Health magazine, March 2018, reports that breast augmentation is the most common cosmetic surgery in the U.S. Now, as it turns out, abolitionist Sojourner Truth could be considered an Amazon of her time. In 1858, she went into battle with such powerful arguments that a crowd of men tried to discredit her by shouting, "You can't be a woman," and challenged her to prove her gender. So she exposed one breast, and only then did they believe her. To this day, our perceptions about the breast are socially genderized. The book Breasts, The Woman's Perspective on an American Obsession, explains breasts are visible. They determine perceptions of femininity. This, in turn, affects all genders. For example, My mom's decision to have reconstructive surgery was an important part of maintaining her gender identity, and she isn't alone. According to the Journal of Reproductive Health, the removal of one or both breasts often results in feelings of rejection due to the perceived loss of femininity. Conversely, men who have gynecomastia, or enlarged breasts, feel abnormal, but they shouldn't. Surgeon David Whiteman explains 50 to 60% of men experience breast tissue enlargement. However, because of body shame, Men's Health June 2018 reports that in the last 5 years, male breast reductions have increased 30%, more than any other plastic surgery procedure for men. In the transgender community, trans men may bind their chests until they undergo a removal surgery to reduce feelings of gender dysphoria. And the International Center for Transgender Care explains breast enlargement procedures are a vital step in the male to female transition. Both the presence or absence of breasts can lead to social anxiety, depression, and, according to Dr. Tiffany Ballard, even thoughts of suicide. Now, meet the most famous modern-day Amazon, Wonder Woman. Featured in the new Wonder Woman movie opening in August. Her backstory is that she is a descendant of the original Amazons, and she too fights for justice. Likewise, warriors of our world are seeking justice by socially normalizing the breast. First, in the media, photojournalist Laura Dodsworth is normalizing what we see. As she states, we see images of breasts everywhere, but they are unreal and create an unattainable ideal. Her book, Bare Reality, includes 100 photos of the breasts of everyday women. The March 2020 Journal of Body Image reports breasts have been so idealized that 71% of women are dissatisfied with the appearance of their breasts. The study identified negative breast perception as a public health concern. In Laura's words, she wanted to humanize the breast through honest photography. In the courtroom, efforts are being made to normalize accommodations for breastfeeding. In 2015, New York Times reported that a sex discrimination suit was filed by an Iowa woman who was denied the right to pump her breast milk while at work. The Iowa Supreme Court ruled that it's not sexist to tell women they can't pump breast milk because men can lactate too. Possible, but not highly probable. However, today, the 32 states, not Iowa, have made accommodations for breastfeeding in the workplace. Protests against discriminatory laws related to the breast are challenging perceptions. Activist Lena Esco comments, "This is not about being topless. This is about equality." Finally, in the medical community, CPR educators are normalizing the breast to save lives. A 2019 CNN report found that women are 27% less likely to receive CPR due to the presence of breasts. Why? Because traditional mannequins used to teach CPR are flat-chested. Last June, Joan Creative addressed breast stigma in CPR education by creating the Womannequin. Their open source pattern is changing CPR training. Anyone can make one, so I did. The goal is to see the person and not the parts. By doing this, the breast is normalized. Today, by examining the development of social perceptions surrounding the breast, we have uncovered how the breast has been characterized, genderized, and the current efforts to normalize the breast. The feminist historian Marilyn Yalom comments that although our breasts still carry an overload of cultural and sexual expectations, the hope is there will come a day when our chests do not have to bear such a burden. There are those who believe the Amazons only exist in legend, but I believe that modern-day Amazons live amongst us. My Amazon mom assures me that as a young warrior seeking equity, for me and for all of us, the breast is yet to come.